So when last we left off, we journeyed from the Vistani camp to the Inn of Bonne Jouissance. It's a roadside inn halfway, roughly, between the capital city, or the main cathedral city of Vion, and the southern cathedral city of Zimes. Along the way, some encounters. You found a random scroll tucked away with a shirt in a tree. Very random. You met up with a merchant named Rene and his caravan, and then you helped protect that caravan from bandits who were apparently English archers who had somewhere found their way deep into France and were acting as bandits. You also captured their leader, Sir Gilbert de Mere, and Arthur gave him some orders and sent him back to his home base after he described where that home base was. He described it as the Templar Hold. Took a prisoner, took it to the inn. There were some gendarmes who took him under custody, and they wrote you up a writ for a reward for 25 silver livres, which is a princely sum. The Chaston the Lark was fairly well known at the inn. He was known to the innkeeper, and he was also known to another performer who had stopped off here on his way to Vion from Zimes. His name was Gerard de la Dome, and Gerard was good enough to join Asami on stage, and the pair had the inn rocking, and basically settled in for a night of entertainment, a little R&R, maybe something they haven't had for a little bit. Despite only being in this land for one night and some change, your rooms and everything were taken care of by the merchant Rene as thanks for your assistance on the road, saving his men. It might have been a slaughter. Were you not there? And he recognized that. I also had the end of the night kind of quiet down with a little side room, little privacy between Chaston is there with Gerard and you guys, away from all the general public who are travelers and people who stay there and stuff like that. So you can feel free to ask him some more intimate questions. Chaston says that he's known just as an off to the side kind of deal. How well do you know this guy? Do you trust him? That kind of thing. Obviously Gerard is a bard, just like Chaston and Asami. He has the same talents that you guys do. He's a younger man, though, so he's probably not quite as experienced. Although Asami's pretty young herself. So he might be a little more pliable when speaking about things such as sorcery and magic items and people like that. Anyway, the long and the short of it is that Chaston trusted him, and he's trusted him for years. And he was at one point a mentor to Gerard, and you get the vibe that something went off between them, but they're not openly discussing it. And that's where we'll pick things up, unless anybody wants to just retire and go to bed. It's probably around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. It's a long day walking and stuff like that, but things are still jumping at the inn. You still have things are going to be up and going for another couple hours. So
There's still wine flowing. Bakai wants to stay up.
Yeah, there's definitely wine flowing. And the wine is excellent here. There's 2 vintages, both from a place called Lankhmar. There's a red and a white. They're both borderline spectacular. Not the swill that you would get in Lankhmar, that's for sure. This is the best of the best. And it's common. Like, the best of the best is normal here. You don't even know what the best of the best of the best would be.
Well, she's game.
So Gerard's like, well, tell me about yourselves, and trying to strike up conversations. These are new people. He's never met you before. You seem to know Chaston pretty well. Were you traveling with him? All that kind of stuff. He hasn't seen Chaston since the Red Death. So basically, 18 months or so, roughly.
Kai grabs a flask, fills hers. Says, "Oh, we've been traveling far. We'd rather know more about you. Tell me, how did you wind up knowing Gerard?"
Oh, we've known Gerard was good enough to take me in, and he taught me some of the ins and outs of traveling the road, and he introduced me to. I believe he introduced me to the Comte de Lankhmar. If that's not, if I'm not mistaken, Chaston. Yeah, and he nods. Yes.
Who's that? The Comte de...
He's like a count.
a cheat sheet.
Yeah, his name's come up several times. He's kind
French
of like
names.
Yeah,
it's just like sneezing to me. Mm-hmm.
No. So this is where the wine was made. In his little, I don't even know if it's a duchy or just around. He's got a castle. He's kind of like a medieval lord. Guess he's answerable to the king, but the king doesn't seem to hold much sway around here. It's all church. Yeah.
So where did he come in from? We're searching for a few folks, right? Let me find that.
Yeah, so he tells you guys that he wrote out the Red Death at Lankhmar, which is a castle north of Villon, as a guest of the Comte de Lankhmar, the Count. And a few weeks back, when it seemed like the Red Death is petering out, the Count sent Gerard from Lankhmar down to Zimes. He had some errands that he wanted him to run. He's just on his way back to Lankhmar via Villon. But he's in no hurry. If he can stay here for a few days and make some coin and drink and maybe hustle some ladies, he's good with that.
Let's see. So we need the ruins of Silver.
No, I've not heard of that.
Villon.
Of course.
Circled mirror and Villon.
Okay, so when you say that, how do you know of that?
Oh. I look at the others. They know of it.
Ask him.
We're explorers, travelers, and storytellers. We learn a lot of things and like to find out the truth of the matter whenever we can. You seem to have heard of it.
But I've spent my whole life here. I know these people intimately.
Yeah. We'd like to know them more too. Maybe not intimately, but
Okay. He says that So you are a friend of Gaspard du Nord?
We've heard of him. He may not have heard of us.
I see. What do you know of his former relations with Nathaire?
I'll assume we know nothing. We're new to this land.
Well, the name Nathaire is anathema now in Vion, and I'd wish to keep Gaspard's name from being associated with one so foul as Nathaire. Gaspard is a good man. That's all I'll say on that matter.
Well, I've heard Nathaire's thrice damned.
He is infamous, that is for certain.
So where might we locate them?
He says, well, I'll tell you the tale. Are you guys ready? Here we go.
1. The Flight of the Necromancer. The thrice infamous Nathaire, alchemist, astrologer, and necromancer, with his 10 devil-given pupils, had departed very suddenly and under circumstances of strict secrecy from the town of Vion. It was widely thought, among the people of that vicinage, that his departure had been prompted by a salutary fear of ecclesiastical thumbscrews and faggots. Other wizards, less notorious than he, had already gone to the stake during a year of unusual inquisitory zeal. And
you guys hear that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was well known that Nathaire had incurred the reprobation of the church. Few, therefore, considered the reason of his going a mystery. But the means of transit which he had employed, as well as the destination of the sorcerer and his pupils, were regarded as more than problematic. 1,000 dark and superstitious rumors were abroad, and passers made the sign of the cross when they neared the tall, gloomy house which Nathaire had built in blasphemous proximity to the great cathedral, and had filled with the furniture of satanic luxury and strangeness. 2 daring thieves, who had entered the mansion when the fact of its desertion became well established, reported that much of this furniture, as well as the books and other paraphernalia of Nathaire, had seemingly departed with its owner, doubtless to the same fiery bourne. This served to augment the unholy mystery, for it was patently impossible that Nathaire and his 10 apprentices, with several cartloads of household belongings, could have passed the ever-guarded city gates in any legitimate manner without the knowledge of the custodians. It was said by the more devout and religious moiety that the arch-fiend, with a legion of bat-winged assistants, had borne them away bodily at moonless midnight. There were clerics and also reputable burghers who professed to have seen the flight of dark, man-like shapes upon the blotted stars together with others that were not men, and to have heard the wailing cries of the hell-bound crew as they passed in an evil cloud over the roofs and city walls. Others believed that the sorcerers had transported themselves from Vion through their own diabolic arts, and had withdrawn to some unfrequented fastness, where Nathaire, who had long been in feeble health, could hope to die in such peace and serenity as might be enjoyed by one who stood between the flames of the auto-da-fe and those of Abaddon. It was thought that he had lately cast his own horoscope, for the first time in his 50-odd years, and had read therein an impending conjugation of disastrous planets, signifying early death. Others still, among whom were certain rival astrologers and enchanters, said that Nathaire had retired from the public view merely that he might commune without interruption with various coadjutive demons. and thus might weave, unmolested, the black spells of a supreme and lycanthropic malice. These spells, they hinted, would in due time be visited upon Vion, and perhaps upon the entire region of Averoigne, and would no doubt take the form of a fearsome pestilence, or a wholesale invultuation or realm-wide incursion of succubi and incubi. Amid the seething of strange rumors, many half-forgotten tales were recalled, and new legends were created overnight. Much was made of the obscure nativity of Nathaire, and his dubitable wanderings before he had settled, 6 years previous, in Vion. People said that he was fiend-begotten, like the fabled Merlin, his father being no less a personage than Alastor, demon of revenge, and his mother a deformed and dwarfish sorceress. From the former, he had taken his spitefulness and malignity, from the latter, his squat, puny physique. He had traveled in Orient lands, and had learned from Egyptian or Saracenic masters the unhallowed art of necromancy, in whose practice he was unrivaled. There were black whispers anent the use he had made of long dead bodies, of fleshless bones, and the service he had wrung from buried men that the angel of doom alone could lawfully raise up. He had never been popular, though many had sought his advice and assistance in the furthering of their own more or less dubious affairs. Once, in the 3rd year after his coming to Vion, he had been stoned in public because of his bruited necromancies, and had been permanently lamed by a well-directed Cabal. This injury, it was thought, he had never forgiven, and he was said to return the antagonism of the clergy with the hellish hatred of an antichrist. Apart from the sorcerer's evils and abuses of which he was commonly suspected, he had long been looked upon as a corrupter of youth. Despite his minikin nature, his deformity and ugliness, he possessed a remarkable power, a mesmeric persuasion, and his pupils, whom he was said to have plunged into bottomless and ghoulish iniquities, were young men of the most brilliant promise. On the whole, his vanishment was regarded as a quite providential riddance. Among the people of the city, there was one man who took no part in the somber gossip and lurid speculation. This man was Gaspard du Nord, himself a student of the prescribed sciences, who had been numbered for a year among the pupils of Nathaire, but had chosen to withdraw quietly from the master's household after learning the enormities that would attend his further initiation. He had, however, taken with him much rare and peculiar knowledge, together with a certain insight into the baleful powers and night-dark motives of the necromancer. Because of this knowledge and insight, Gaspard preferred to remain silent when he heard of Nathaire's departure. Also, he did not think it well to revive the memory of his own past pupilage. Alone with his books, in a sparsely furnished attic, he frowned above a small oblong mirror, framed with an arabesque of golden vipers, that had once been the property of Nathaire. It was not the reflection of his own comely and youthful, though subtly lined face that caused him to frown. Indeed, the mirror was of another kind than that which reflects the features of the gazer. In its depths, for a few instants, he had beheld a strange and ominous-looking scene, whose participants were known to him, but whose location he could not recognize or orientate. Before he could study it closely, the mirror had clouded as if with the rising of alchemic fumes, and he had seen no more. This clouding, he reflected, could mean only one thing. Nathaire had known himself watched, and had put forth a counterspell that rendered the clairvoyant mirror useless. It was the realization of this fact, together with the brief, sinister glimpse of Nathaire's present activities, that troubled Gaspard and caused a chill horror to mount slowly in his mind, a horror that had not yet found a palpable form or a name.
And that's the story he tells you about Nathaire and Gaspard du Nord.
It's like a fun guy.
Yeah, Nathaire's a hoot.
Demons, necromancy,
Necromancy.
and lycanthropy.
And corrupting of youth.
Oh, well, that's just, France.
Yeah, that just...
But, all right, so it sounds like it's Gaspard that we need to find.
Gerard says Gaspard is in Vion. He, I could introduce you.
Would be awesome. The guy pours him another glass of wine.
He takes a drink and does the French chair. I forget what it is.
We're not English.
Death to the English pigs. What do they say for cheers in France?
I don't know.
I only know German and I guess Swedish. Skål.
I just know in Venezuela, uno por favor. Anyway, I don't know. I looked at the others. Anything? Well, I'll ask him also. Well, it sounds like we're headed to Vion. How far is that from Perignon? Is that a city too?
Perignon is let's see here. Let me show you the map.
Because we got 3 places, right?
Yeah.
Vion, Perignon, and Les Hibaux.
Les Hibaux is south of Zimes. So Zimes is the cathedral city to the south. It is. So share the map again. So you are right here. Pew. Perignon is across the way. There is a road that runs this way. If you don't want to cut through the werewolf and bandit haunted forest, that winds its way around up to Vion. Down to the south is Zimes. And in the swamps, south of Zimes, is the town of Les Hibaux. There's also another town in the swamps called La Touraine.
What was the M on the map?
M is when you guys captured Gilbert de Mer. That is where you figure the Templar hold is. And at the Templar hold, they have some information about a sorceress or some kind of woodland sprite or something like that they thought was Silaire. Thought had a connection to Silaire. The leader of I guess the bandits, for lack of a better term, or this band of knights. His name is Sir Martin or Sir Martino, depending on who you talk to, and he had some information that he believed that was the enchantress named Sephora that had lured some of the bandits away.
That's the first one on the list, and there's Sephora and Malachi. Did we figure out who Malachi is?
No, not yet.
All right. I look at the group. I think we ought to go take care of that camp first.
The Chaston says, I can enchant you for a day or so, so you can have the language on your tongue. I would prefer to stay here and catch up with my friend Gerard.
Can you present this on a scroll?
You can just wake up it's good for 24 hours. And you guys figure you're probably about 10 hours walking away from where the hold is.
Right. I was asking in the event that we're gone longer, we could...
Luna could probably make it if she could learn the spell. Anybody else have scribe scroll as a?
Nope.
No, but I can use scrolls, and I think tongues is a spell bards can cast. So
This is a spell called Share Language.
oh, okay, got it.
And it's what it does is, or you can look it up if you want. I think it's a bard spell.
I believe it's first level.
Yeah, first level. It works for 24 hours, and it's one person.
And I think more specifically, it's you grant a creature a language that you know. So it
Yeah.
requires someone who already knows the language to cast it.
Yeah. You share your facility for one particular language with another creature. There is a communal version, which is a level 2 bard, which I don't think Chaston has on his list. Let me see if, with what he knows, I'm gonna give Luna. We'll give her like a spellcraft check, see if she can learn that spell, and then make a scroll of it. I'm gonna make it pretty hard because it's translated from, like a bard's version of a first level spell into a communal share language second level spell that she doesn't really have any reference to. I'm going to say the DC for her to do so would be 25 or 35. Is there any way that anybody can enhance her spellcraft?
I can aid other.
Okay.
Normal bards can give you a boost in a skill ability, but not the Soundstriker variant.
Okay.
But there's my aid.
Okay. And let's see. Well, if Gerard can, I think, do that because he's a normal bard. What level do you have to be?
It's
First level?
Inspire competence.
Okay, so it's
use of bard performance.
Okay, cool.
It's how much it adds is based on what your level is.
Okay. Yeah, he's a 5th level, so it'd be +1 or +2.
Without looking it up, my guess would be +2, but I have to look it up.
It's +2. I've got it on here. So let's see here, and then you have to make a performance check to see if you do it. Is that how that works?
Most of the performances don't require a performance check unless you're giving them a save or something like that.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so
when I do it, I do it for flavor. Like, I'm going to inspire you. Here's my performance check, but inspiration, it could be a 1 and it still works.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But if it's like the one that she does that gives you a save, then that requires a performance check because that check is the save. So it depends on what you're using it for as to if it needs a check or not.
Okay, so why don't we say that you guys maybe retire to an actual room, set up a little spot where from Gerard and Chaston. Gerard will try to give you the competence bonus, and Chaston will try to teach the basics of it while Luna tries to enhance it to like a group thing. So we'll add +3 to this. Does anybody have anything else that they can add to that?
The score's going to help by not helping. That would be
help by guarding the door.
Yeah.
Would a simple guidance spell work?
Do you have guidance?
I don't know. I'm looking. Never mind. I just pat him on the back and say, "Good luck."
All right, let's see what Luna can. So you're adding +3. She's already got +20, so it's a decent chance. It's going to roll 12 or better. No, it's just not quite enough. Well,
basic one? Not
Yeah.
the communal one, but the basic one. All right.
Yeah, I'll put that one on our spell list. Let's see here. Just throw share language on her first level spells. Okay. Yeah, she's a basic enough that she could mess with it and potentially cast a spell.
Well, the problem lies in, like someone pointed out, you have to know the spell, know the language.
Know the language, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I had thought it was a different spell, not that one. So, yep, I don't think any of us know French, so got to learn it. Unless somebody has a secret talent they're hiding out.
No, it's been almost 50 years since I took French. So,
Yeah, I'm not that far behind you.
all right. I'll sleep it off, have it cast in the morning, and head that way.
Okay.
Yeah, were we before we do, were we planning on heading to the camp just to make sure?
Yeah, that's what you guys are doing. I think the plan was, you correct me if I'm incorrect. The plan was for Chaston and Gerard to hang out here. Chaston's going to throw a share language on everybody. And then you guys go traipsing off into the woods looking for the Templar camp. Or the hold, that they call it.
It's basically item 1 on the back of the art. The Runes of Silver, the Enchanted Sword of Silver. So we'll take care of that one first, and then after that we'll go to Vion, because that's item number 2, or 2.
All right.
In that case, since Gilbert is dominated, Arthur can actually do a couple things that'll help with that. He can, once he's retired to his room, he could take an action to basically perceive through the mind of the subject, the way it's described as you can receive full sensory input as interpreted by the mind of the subject, though it still can't communicate with you. You can't actually see through the target's eyes, so it's not as good as actually being there, but you get a good idea of what's going on. Arthur wants to see if he's either made it there or if he can start getting a brief layout through his eyes.
Okay. So,
and if he is there, then he can direct. It's a telepathic link, so Arthur can direct messages to him. He cannot communicate back, though.
Okay. So you get the vibe that he's still walking in the dark through the forest, and that he's very reticent about lighting a torch or shedding any light on him. He's trying to creep his way through the forest. He's trying not to draw any attention to himself. He's trying to stay to a path that he knows. But even despite his heavy chainmail armor and shield and sword and stuff like that, he's trying to be quiet. You get the vibe that he's afraid. He's afraid of these woods at night. But you get the vibe that he's feeling a bit of relief once he crosses a creek.
All right. In that case,
It's not quite midnight yet. Say it's probably about 20 minutes to midnight. And it was probably around 4 o'clock when the bandit attack was. So that's a ballpark. How long it's going to take you guys, but obviously you're not going to be traveling at night in the dark. But he's traveling a trail that he knows as well. And if you get any, you can't see through his eyes or anything like that. But it's also
the way it's described is you receive the input as interpreted by their mind. You don't see through their eyes. See how they sort of view things.
Okay, so
he's based on their biases and anything else like that.
He's cursed the comet previous, but this night he's kind of thankful for the half moon and the red light that he can see by without having to light a fire to basically point himself out to whatever he's afraid of. You haven't got any mental images of what he's really worried about, but he's worried about something.
In that case, I will go ahead and I may as well. How long is it until how long are we going to rest here exactly?
I think you're just going to go overnight to rest up and then head out in the morning. I think that was the plan, but I could be wrong. You guys, there's no definite timelines for anything. Bakai might wake up with a hell of a hangover and not be able to hit the road with you guys tomorrow, so might have to do another day.
Poison. Actually,
Yeah, she's going to want to do that tomorrow too.
I think she's immune to poison, so
Oh, okay.
I'll just check that. But one reason she enjoys imbibing, whereas humans have too much.
Oh, she should be fine then for the wolfsbane, because wolfsbane is essentially poison. That's what I had one of the fortitude saves to be.
I'll just verify, because she became paracosmist in nature. Actually, no, her nature didn't change.
So I think I gave her some ability damage from the wolfsbane when she failed the save.
Oh no, she takes poison. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, there's no specific. You guys can.
All right. You want to con for her hangover, or
Do you need to do anything else with your man, Arthur? Do you issue any commands or?
Yeah, if we're spending time just resting here, Arthur will maintain his connection to him, so we can see or at least get a vibe for his journey and how it's going, and see whether he makes it there or something else occurs to him.
Okay. All right, so it's about another half an hour, 45 minutes past the creek, as he kind of his pace picks up a little bit. He's a little bit freer with his footfall. His you tell he's tired. He didn't get that wounded in the battle, but he's maybe a little bit older. Like he's probably mid-30s, so you're starting to feel things a little bit. You can't just go forever, and he's pretty relieved when he can. I guess you get an image of like lights around a building. There's a couple guards with bows. They look like the regular rank and file English longbowmen, and he exchanges some words with them, and he goes right in and goes to bed. He's got a little room like off. He goes in. He takes a moment to usher a prayer to God. Not sure who this God is, but I mean, you've been in this land enough to know that there is some kind of monotheistic, all-encompassing deity that everybody worships. It doesn't have any specific name, like he's a god of. They just call him God. So he bows down, issues a prayer to God, thanks for his safe return. He prays for the spirits of his men who gave their life valiantly today, and he wants the Lord to welcome him into heaven, and then he retires to bed. It's a little chamber off of a hallway.
Yeah, I'll let him rest up before I give him any new commands. He's
Okay.
tired.
So you spend enough time with him, mentally and connected and stuff like that. He doesn't get a new save the next day. So
Yeah, I believe it's one round concentrate on the spell each day.
yeah, exactly. So all that more than counts. So the next day, unless anybody else wants to do anything, we've got Teen Wolf Bakai. Gonna brew up a little concoction, or it's already brewed up for you.
Okay.
I think the DC is a fortitude save for 15 for the Wolf's Bane to see if it poisons you.
All right. She eats a few eggs first, and then you said fortitude?
Yeah.
And make sure you have the Heartstone on.
Yeah.
Oh. So that gives you an extra bonus, +1, I think, right? Plus one resistance bonus, Arthur?
Okay.
So the wolfsbane doesn't poison her specifically, but now she gets a save with +4 and I guess +1 for the Heartsbane pendant versus
extra +5.
Extra +5 versus lycanthropy, and the DC is also 15. Fortitude.
All right.
Oh.
Yep. 5. I added the 5 into the roll, so
Yeah,
everything's included.
Yep. So the 5 put you over the edge. If you didn't have that, you would have.
All right.
So that's the effect of the wolfsbane. You maybe have like a vomit, but you feel pretty good afterwards. And then when Bakai cleans herself up, she notices that the scar, the pentagram shaped scar, has almost completely faded.
Well, she checks her legs to see if she has to shave them, and then tells we're ready to go or not.
I will remove the mark of the beast. All right. Next day, you guys gathering up. Chaston, make sure to do share language on everybody. He's got how many castings of the spell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Arthur's going to be 1. Bakai will be 1. Zed.
Yeah, if he
Sami.
needs to, he
Oh,
can burn higher level slots for it too.
Well, Bakai speaks whatever languages I speak. So.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So let's go. That's everybody then. Asami and Score. All right. So 6 people for 5 castings. And Chaston says, "Good luck, my friends. I'll hold back my performance of the Emperor in Dreams for your return. But tonight I may bless the crowd with the performance of Averoigne, just to let them know that I am back."
Well, record it for us. We'll watch it later.
All right. So head out. You guys want to do anything else?
Yeah, if we're gonna head out, what time is it roughly?
It can be as early or as late as you want it to be.
Kind of depends on the group. Arthur would prefer later, of course.
Arthur preferred midnight.
You said it was a 10-hour trek?
Yeah, roughly. Ballpark.
I mean,
You're looking at...
I suppose with the woods themselves, he can handle earlier, so long as he has plenty of shading.
Yeah, you're looking at like, say 5 miles on the road, which just a couple hours. And then you're looking at almost like 12 miles through forest that you don't really know. So...
if you look at it, there's going to be a lot of daytime walking.
Yeah. Unless you buy some horses or hire a guide or... I don't know.
Yeah, can we get horses here?
Yeah, you can buy them. It might not be the greatest for forest. I mean...
Not for the forest, but for the roads.
For the road, you can absolutely get them. Yeah, you can buy them. You guys are... from what you know of the currencies and stuff like that, you guys are rich. Like, Lord rich. Despite, I don't know how much cash you guys have kicking around on your character sheet, but 20 gold coins is like 20,000 gold pieces in D&D. Like old school D&D. And
how much can we buy a horse for to just own a horse?
Yeah, like 30 silvers.
30 silvers, okay. And 1 gold here is
you can get like one
silvers?
you can get one war trained for 50 silvers. Yeah, 1 gold is 100 silvers. And 100 silvers is like, or a silver is like 1,000 coppers. So,
Yeah, and there's 6 of us, so it'll be 3 gold to get 6 more trained horses. Arthur can foot the bill.
yeah.
Get us some horses if they have enough horses here.
Okay. You might want to, unless you're like super skilled riders, you might want to just leave that just for the road. When you go off-roading, it might be difficult. It'll be making you make ride checks, and you don't want to be falling and stuff like that.
Anyone object to getting some horses?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
because you're going to be going to Vion, and you're going to be going to, Paragon eventually, and Zemes eventually, and
We get a guide or somebody to take care of the horses while we go in the forest, or
yeah. Well, you're at the
to
inn.
assist?
You're at the inn. They'll just keep them in their stalls.
Okay.
So Renee's footing the bill for it, so that's fine. The if you pay like say a silver coin to somebody who's got a decent knowledge of this area, they'll probably sketch out a rough map, what to look for, what to. They might even be familiar with this place that they're talking about. But it would take you probably maybe a half an hour to canvass everybody, see who has that kind of knowledge.
Well, I mean, if it saves us a few hours, what's a half an hour?
Okay. Yeah, and everybody's kind of got to get ready and everything anyway. So let's make some diplomacy checks. Who's the diplomancer?
Oh, I probably have
Just
some
one, or you want us to go all around?
Well,
Just
I think
one?
our bard is probably going to win
Alright,
this
just
one.
Yeah, let the bard do it then.
It can do 8 others. We can all pile on and help.
No, it's okay. It's not a super huge check.
Oh.
It needs to be.
Arthur has a
that's-
24
yeah.
charisma. Jeez, I take it back. Our bard is hideous.
No, the bard is rocking a 28.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
yeah. You guys are the diplomancers. Yeah. So you find a guy. He says that his profession is he's a charcoal burner. He makes charcoal in the forest. He is relatively familiar with the area that you've described. He calls it the Cursed Hold Fast. He says that there's satanic spirits that haunt that place, and that he gives it a wide berth. He's seen it from a distance. It's like an old abbey, or maybe like a nunnery or something like that. Abandoned way before his time, but still intact and in good shape. And it's built into the side of a hill that once you crest the hill and go over the other side, the river Isoil, there's like a meadow that leads up to the river Isoil on the other side of the hill that this I guess we call it the Abbey is in. So it's still a pretty impressive structure for being abandoned. As long as it has, it's still in pretty good condition.
And so this structure is the Templar hiding place.
Yeah, they've
Okay.
Gilbert Dumer called it the Templars Hold Fast.
Hold fast. Is this also near where the spirit had been seen as well, that we think is like a sprite or a...
Yeah,
I suspect it's a druid or druid-like creature, fey-like creature, something like that.
yeah. So say it's there.
Yeah.
The river is like right over here, just on the other
Okay.
side.
Yeah, I figured they were nearby. Got it.
So he gives you guys like directions. Follow this trail. Don't go on that trail. If you see this, don't do that. That kind of stuff. And I'm going to give you a. I'll say that he charges you a silver coin for all his information. And that means he doesn't have to work this month. But if somebody has a silver coin, he'll tell you enough to give you +5 on survival checks for finding the place.
Okay.
Arthur can drop the coin on him.
Okay.
I don't suppose cold iron is something that gets done here.
Oh yeah, definitely. For yeah, definitely. It's they have like a lot of superstitions and stuff like that about demons and spirits, and they have all the lore that there's cold iron and a weapon blessed by a priest is effective against somebody who's maybe been possessed or they talk openly about incubi and succubi, that kind of stuff. So there's enough folklore that they're familiar with these kind of things. And there happens to be a smith just a couple 100 feet down the road. It's an inn, but there's several other outbuildings. There's a smith. There's I guess it's a Wainwright is the wagon maker. I'm not 100% on that one. And then there's a couple other basically travel related businesses where you could definitely get something that you're looking for.
What do you guys think? Stock up on things?
Yeah,
it's like
hoping we're
normally
not
at
on
level
that.
10, we would have means at our disposal to handle these. But I think that with being low magic and low access, we might be handy to have a couple of flasks of holy water, some things that are cold iron, some minor things. Just
Okay.
can't hurt.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents. Maybe someone else says something else that says that's a waste of time.
The holy water might be difficult. Like might have to go to an actual church and get it actually blessed. Because in this land, the clerics don't use magic at all.
Okay.
So, because magic is satanic. So actual holy water might be a little difficult, but like a cold iron blade or arrowheads or crossbow bolts or, silver, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can definitely get that. Get a wreath of garlic, just to keep Arthur off you at night. They have that. You could buy like a holy symbol, which is the cross. Seems to hold power in this land. Plus whatever holy symbols you might have. It might hold power too. What do you think you want to get?
I was looking. I thought maybe I would have had some holy water left over from when Avis was with us, but I'm not seeing it on my list, so I didn't grab any.
Does anybody have it? I don't think. Let's see here, inventory. Nope, no holy water. Luna has a hand of the mage. Holy shit. I didn't realize that. Yeah, Arthur, I'm imagining Bukai gives you back the Heartstone.
Yeah.
All right, very well. She can keep using it if she desires.
I think she's feeling much better.
Yeah, she's feeling much less cursed.
So,
if you insist, my friend.
arrows that for secure cold iron arrows.
Cold iron arrows? Yeah. Take as many as you want for a silver coin. The silver coin is basically like, I don't know, like 100 gold pieces or 10 gold pieces. So whatever you can get like in regular D&D for that. It's almost like a platinum piece here. And the gold piece is like 100 times that. So
All right.
get as many as you want. I'm sure you guys have lots of money.
Oh, I just did one quiver that had 20 shots. I don't foresee, I'm doing this and we're not going to face anything that needs it. That's the joy of over preparedness.
Yeah, you'll eventually meet something that you need cold iron to hurt. So when you put them on your thing, don't forget to put magic on it too, because Luna will do an arcane mark for you. So it's magic and cold iron. If you get anything silver, she'll do like magic and silver. Any new weapons,
right?
She'll instantly just put a mark on it.
And
it's the invisible version, not the stuff that like any Tom, Dick, and Harry can see. But if you cast detect magic, you can see the mark.
Okay. He has regular arrows that he would use unless the need for cold iron comes up. So how do I wouldn't put cold iron on here unless the target needed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, should I put it on?
Just put it on, and then he'll just use whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so that's under type or properties.
Let's see here. I think it is
because type says magic, or excuse me, properties. It says magic already because of his bow.
Yep. So let's see here.
Well, his bow actually.
So the composite longbow should say. So what I would do is I would open up composite longbow.
Yeah.
And then it says properties magic, but type. The type is the damage. That's the one that you really want. So you got piercing.
That's right.
Should say comma magic and then comma cold iron or whatever. Doesn't matter what version as long as it's on there. If you have silver arrows, you can put silver on there.
Guess we did fight those werewolves, so we verified a need for silver arrows. He should probably buy a quiver of that too.
Yep, all of that can be included in the silver coin. Like I said, the silver coin is like.
That way he'll be a little more handy.
The smith says for 5 silver coins, he could sell you this. It's got like a little vial of looks like mercury, and you can coat your axe with it, and it'll stay on your axe for a little while. It's the equivalent of silver sheen.
Oh, okay. How many uses?
Just one, I think. It lasts for like let's see. It's like a potion, basically. So it for an hour, one use for an hour, or the amount of 20 units of ammunition or a single melee weapon. I'll throw it in the party sheet if you want to purchase some of them.
Oh, I've just been writing it on the sheet. Okay, I didn't know you. Done.
Yeah, that was 5 silver coins for that. despite what the price says on.
Yeah. So I owe 6. That
It's like-
counts as Super Smartux?
Yeah, silver smaragds. Yeah, it's like it's almost like mercury. If mercury was mixed in with like Elmer's wood glue, something like that.
Right. Okay.
And of course, everybody here is cognizant of werewolves and silver, and using holy symbols to ward off unholy spirits, werewolves, vampires. You've heard all of this stuff. This is just commoner talk. It's not like it's it doesn't seem like it's just legend. It seems like these are things that these people have to deal with on a fairly regular basis.
Yeah. Do we know? I know we as players know what Arthur's going through. Do our characters realize it yet?
I don't know.
He's not too secretive about it with the rest of the party.
Yeah, I would probably take some knowledge religion checks to maybe.
Because I can see Asami not even like it being oblivious unless you do something like totally obvious. I guess this would be like, I'll roll the check, but it needs to be like, really? That kind of.
Yeah, you weren't with them when it happened.
Make it hard. I'll roll it.
Yeah, Arthur's not exactly inconspicuous.
No.
Well, she's not stupid either. So
No, but at the same point in time, you also know that in Naywan, the prolonged use of sorcery, it's hard on the body, and it forces changes on people that they probably weren't prepared for. With Luna, what she has to deal with is she just kind of like has faded into the background almost. Unless she like stands right up and proclaims, "I'm a wizard," she's almost like not there. And it's to the point where people ignore her when she's talking. It's almost like they don't see her, even though she's plainly there, until she actually emphasizes that she's there. So that's kind of what she's going through. That's her kind of curse. Arthur's different. It's taking a different turn. His skin is kind of like pallid and gray. He's gone from like youthful, exuberant. He always was kind of pale, but it's definitely taken a. It looks like it's taken a toll on his health, but he seems more vibrant than ever at the same time. He's you can see the shape of his teeth. Obviously, he's got incisors now that are elongated.
but he's also had those creepy teeth too when he does the intimidation check.
When he does the spell, that might be a side effect of the spell. You've done it like so many times. It's if you keep making that face, your face is going to stay like that kind of thing. The threat that you always make to little kids. It's magic in Lankhmar is known to do stuff like that. So to actually think that he's like a vampire, and really you haven't really known any vampires, even though you had. Yeah, but she wasn't actually a vampire.
Right.
She was like a training wheels vampire.
Yeah.
And the only one who's known a vampire was Arthur.
Yeah.
And the Naywan, the Lankhmar vampire is a little different animal than the legends. So you might find out stuff about Arthur that Arthur didn't even know at some point.
Okay, so we're gonna head out in the morning after a night's rest.
Yep, head out in the morning after a night's rest. You get yourself all sorted out. Probably takes about an hour or so to collect all the stuff, talk to the people, buy the stuff, that kind of thing.
Are we each getting horses, or are we buying one?
I think you're buying them and leaving them here for this trip because there's so much travel in the forest.
Okay.
I think the charcoal burner says that there's parts where a horse will be a hindrance to you on the path. Like there's very steep inclines and a couple ravines that you have to pass through that a horse probably wouldn't be able to make. You'd have to tie the horse up and leave him like 6 or 8 miles from where this was. Maybe leave a guard with them. I don't know if you wanted to do that. It wouldn't save you a lot of time on this trip. It would save you time on the first leg to get to the forest, but after that it would probably slow you down. And then if you ever got ambushed or anything like that in the forest while you were riding a horse, I don't know how good of riders you guys are.
I could stay on the horse upright under the most basic conditions.
Yeah, so getting ambushed or by a monster or pelted with English arrows, stuff like that, it might be a different condition.
Score says that's a horse. We've exceeded my knowledge of horses.
It's good for going from here to Vion in a day, if you wanted to do that on the road. But yeah, the horses are at your disposal if you want to have them. But the charcoal burner recommends you don't take the horses through the forest.
Then we'll walk. All
right. So the first leg of the journey along the road to the bend, and basically from the bend, you're just going to head straight, almost due northeast. So this is, so move the party token. I turn on the lights.
Yeah, Arthur will, since we're heading over there, he will actually give him the command, Gilbert, the command. He wants him to basically, as best he can, sort of undermine some of the defenses there so that we can enter more easily, but try to do so without being detected or caught.
Okay. So he's not able to communicate back with you, though, is he?
No.
No. Okay.
Arthur can technically look through his senses for a little bit just to check what he's doing, but he can't communicate back to Arthur.
Okay. And what, I can't remember precisely what the initial instructions were. You wanted him to go back and
I believe the initial instructions were go back there and await further instructions.
Okay. So he had to explain to whomever what happened to his group. And you're sensing guilt from him when you give your new instructions. Almost like he has betrayed you by betraying his brothers, by betraying himself. He's feeling like this is a fairly honorable man. And he probably told whoever that a group on the road overtook his men, killed them to the man, that he was able to escape cowardice, shame, guilt. So basically, if you have to castigate him, it's pretty much going to be automatic. It's almost automatic anyway, but he's almost castigating himself from a distance right now. Now you're asking him to further betray his brothers by opening the door, essentially. And he's feeling shame, but he can't do anything about it, other than maybe take his own life. That thought has flashed through his mind.
Arthur smiles to himself.
Smiles to himself while the rays of the sun beat down upon him. This warm, late March.
Arthur does have quite a few uses of protective penumbra for whenever it gets real harsh on him.
Yeah. So this is late March, probably talking like mid-50s, Breezy, blustery, sunny day. This is almost foreign to everybody, really, not just Arthur. You guys have spent so much time in Lankhmar, where you see maybe a dozen sunny days a year. This is pleasant for a lot of you. It's not for Arthur. Arthur's having a tough time through this. But fortunately, you're only on the road for an hour and a half or so, and then the gloom of the forest awaits, which is nice.
Yeah. Arthur, which is convenient because considering his level, protective in number works for about an hour 40 minutes. So
Okay.
he can once he has the time, basically put it's kind of like a large shadow cast only on himself, where he is just fully shaded by a source that does not seem to exist.
Mm-hmm. You got your hood up and over your head. Everything's kind of like dusky and dark. It's weird too because I'm sure some people notice now that in the bright sunlight, Arthur's not casting his shadow beyond the shadow that's seemingly enveloping him. Like there's no shadow behind him. Like before, the shadow was odd. It would sometimes seemingly act of its own accord and maybe take on a different shape. It's gone. Maybe Arthur's lost his soul.
Quite possible.
Yeah. I try not to think about that.
And then into the forest. Probably about 20 minutes before your penumbra spell gives up the ghost. So you got time. And you look for the markers that I forget the name of the charcoal burner. There's an actual term for it. There was a big profession in old medieval days. Let's give who's the survivalist in this group? Who's got survival as a skill? Nobody. Zed.
What's that?
It looks like Zed.
My survival is tipping the waitress at the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My survival is reservations. Yeah, Bakai's nothing. And what about Skjor? Skjor, got any survival skills?
Not a
How
skill.
long do-
He's on.
How long do we need survival?
I just want a rough roll. So
Because
Well, technically, anyone can roll. It's not a trained only skill.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
So whoever
I could give Bakai a +8 for 10 minutes, but I don't know if that's enough.
Sami might actually be. Let me double check the roll here. Hold on.
it does say Zed has the 2. Is that ranks or is that just plus? That's just +2. That's just his wisdom.
That's just wisdom.
Yeah.
I know I don't act wise, but I am.
I know this isn't a big deal, and survival isn't trained only, but Jack of all trades allows a bard to use any skill, even if it requires them to be trained.
Nice.
So, yeah. It doesn't mean it gives them a huge amount of skill points. It means I can make a roll. So
yeah, you can make a roll, and don't forget the +5 for getting all the advice that you could from the. I'm gonna have to Google this term. I can't forget what it was. Name of
her wisdom isn't that great. Someone else might actually roll better, has a higher base score if they have a better wisdom than the Samis, which I think everybody.
a charbonnier. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. No, it's if you've got ranks, you're winning. Yeah.
Nope.
There you go. No, that's good.
Oh yeah, she channeled her inner greatness.
Yeah. So you
get her. Is that good enough, or do we need a better roll?
No, that's good. That's the that you included the +5 in that or no? That's just
yeah. No,
okay.
That's with the +5.
Okay, so you've got the you found the path that the Charbonnier has described to you, and you're making decent time.
Scores like me not know.
Yeah, scores like no. It can over here. You can hear the river, and you can actually now that it's quiet in the forest, you're off the road. By the way, a couple, we'll call them encounters, but you've just seen groups of people moving about. And it seems like they have the air of people who maybe haven't been able to move around a lot. And they seem kind of almost joyous. There's a couple farmers who have joined up with maybe some pilgrims who are on a pilgrimage to Zimes. There is maybe a parson. It's the Canterbury Tales. Everybody's heading.
Do we stand out with our attire?
Yes, you definitely stand out with your attire, but at the same point in time, it's not like you're wearing like a snowsuit from a ski lodge in the 20th century. You're wearing cloaks and you're wearing, the style's a little different, but you're still wearing the same general kind of clothes. It's not like you're wearing tube tops and hot pants or anything like that.
Yeah, we're not rocking jeans here.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're not dressed as cowboys or anything like that. But you do stand out. And I don't know. Chaston started calling you guys just adventurers after a while when he was talking to people about, these are my new friends. They're adventurers. They're, from a different land. They're traveling our land and they're, seeing the sights and stuff like that. They're the whole, like, you're like thrill seekers. Why you would come to this land, it's beyond him. That's not his story to tell, but that's how he's described you. And you can kind of run with that whenever you meet somebody on the road. If you see like a bunch of humble farmers and pilgrims and stuff like that, they might give you like tentative waves and go about their business. You see people humping large weapons and look like a band of warriors or skilled individuals. It's not like you haven't seen it before, but at the same point in time, you're not normal either. You're kind of like when a rock star band rolls into the hotel and you're sitting there with your buddies having a couple beers. Have you ever? There was one time we were in Columbus, and it was after a Ohio State football game, and it was late at night, and we're all drinking beers in the lobby of the hotel, and a bunch of guys from the WWE checked into the hotel. It's like that. Like you see all these individuals come rolling in, and it's like, oh wow, these guys are different. That's kind of the same comparison that I have to you guys. I mean, not necessarily wrestlers, but like a rock band pulled up, checked into the hotel just as you were like passing by them. That same kind of vibe. Maybe nobles, maybe,
We need to hire people to announce us and toss petals in the air.
Yeah, exactly. Live it up.
Yeah, let's buy some influence.
You guys start having a little fun, for God's sake.
Get a priest with a incense swingy thing.
Aspergillum.
Okay, I don't care if his name is Peter. Asper, get over it.
So as you're making your way through the forest, it's now probably around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and come to a little opening, and oh no, there's a map. Let's get Chaston off of there. And the party token. And Gilbert off of there. And Gerard off of there. Okay. So your normal marching order, you probably have like, I don't know, maybe, who's the stealth normally? It's like Bakai, right? Not even stealth, but in the lead. Like maybe Bakai and Luna.
She's probably the safest one to be up front, yeah.
Okay. It's like something.
0 perception, but yeah.
Something like this. Anyways, I'll drop the map. And let's see here. Line of sight. It's pretty dense forest. You're following a fairly wide path at this point. Come to a little dip. I'm going to get perception checks from everybody. I'm not going to bother for Luna.
Well, I'd say Arthur probably saw whatever needs to be seen.
Arthur saw it way back from where, and I don't know if you pointed out or not, Arthur, but you see it. It's like a metal that is gold in color, but you tell it's not gold. And it's a chalice, which means it's like a cup with a stem on the bottom, and a bulb at the top. You've seen them drinking wine in this kind of cup back at the inn. They call it a chalice. But it's made of you guys know what bronze and brass is. You've got bronze eagles, so it's probably bronze from the distance. You see it back like about 30 or 40 feet, and there's a bunch of little flowers gathered around it, and a couple copper coins sitting beside it. And that is right here on the map. It's kind of just arranged right here. Just out on the ground. When you get closer, anybody who rolled over 20, like Asami, Skjor, of course Arthur, you notice that there is, it seems to be filled with wine. And it's just sitting right in the middle of the path.
Does it appear to be like an offering to someone, or is it like at a grave site? What's surrounding the chalice?
Yeah, there is basically there's just two shrubs to the left and to the right, and then there's like a little opening beyond that. It could very well be an offering, or you don't see anything that would indicate a grave, although it's possible but one of these trees grew over a grave in the past. You don't see any indications now, like these trees here and here, and it's kind of in the middle of these three sets of trees. It does appear like it is an offering of some sort. The wine seems fairly fresh. It's not like all scummy and evaporated. The chalice seems like it was. It's weathered, like the chalice itself has been out here for a bit. The flowers seem fairly new, and the copper pieces on top of the flowers seem like the newest thing of all.
And you mentioned
Can
an
we
opening.
see if anybody's watching this? Do we perceive that someone's in the woods hiding and watching us?
Yeah, you don't see anything. What was that, Arthur?
You mentioned there was an opening?
Yeah, the right here. Just the trail through the trees.
You mean the trail, that's what you
Yeah, like that. There's like this is a bit of a clearing right here. And then the trail continues like up this way. And then back to the northwest or northeast.
Yeah, since we're alone here, Arthur can scan it with detect magic real quick, just to see if there's anything about it.
Okay.
Or if it is just more mundane in nature.
I think we're alone now.
I was thinking the same thing.
Nothing magical, Arthur.
Really?
Yeah, you see that there is exactly 15 copper coins. And also, Arthur, with your really good perception check, you see on the other side of this tree here, like just when you get closer, there is a bottle of Lafrene Red, which corresponds to the wine that's in the cup left behind, but kind of covered up with like dead twigs and some old leaves and stuff like that. You can see like the top of the bottle sticking out, very similar to the bottles that were being served around in the inn last night.
Yeah, just so we don't spend too long on this bottle. Is there anything interesting surrounding it?
Surrounding.
Yeah, just sort of one last cursory glance around.
No, it's just looks like a regular little clearing. You don't see anything. You glance around with your arcane sight, and you don't see anything magical in the spectrum. Luna, having forgot that she has the mage hand, she kind of like reaches out her hand while she touches to this mummified elven hand, and that's under her clothes and stuff like that. It's creepy. It's always like touching her flesh. It looks like, ugh, these things that wizards have to do. She lifts up the bottle of wine, and she kind of holds it up to the light a little bit, but she reaches out like about 10 feet away from it and lifts it up from its hiding space, and it looks like about 1/3 of it has been emptied. And then she looks at Arthur and kind of shrugs a little bit and sets it back down.
I grabs it, says cheers, and drinks it.
Okay. So that would be right here, Bakai. Is that where you're gonna? Do you want? Okay, so here we go. So you drink the wine. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so it's going to be 2. So, and that's the second one is going to be. We'll put that. And we'll do that because they specifically want to get Bakai. But they want to get Luna too. Okay, so I think Bakai has evasion. No, am I incorrect?
She's got evasion.
She does have evasion?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to do this one first. So she's good. She passes. And then the second one. And that's going to be. The DC is 14. Okay, so small creature Looks like a little stick man almost, like a little bush. You couldn't really tell there was anything other than like the brambles underneath the tree. Uh, it just unleashes like a 15-foot cone of just scattered thorns and sharp sticks. And the one right near the bottle of wine pivots and does the same thing, and just it basically envelops Bakai, Arthur, and Luna. Bakai, of course, has evasion, and she evades all of it. But Arthur, do you have evasion?
No.
No. Okay, so you take half damage from this, the same as Luna. So what I'll do is I'll roll it, and then I'll just apply it. Okay, so half damage for Arthur is going to be... And half damage for Luna is going to be... Luna's the only one that gets harmed. Arthur, his resistances are enough to overcome the sharp little brambles.
I think you applied damage to Bakai by accident.
Oh, did I? Okay, let's
Yeah,
try
you
that.
did.
Okay,
bastard.
maybe that's why it didn't appear on Arthur. Let's see if it... Because I thought I had it as spell damage. Yeah, okay, resisted. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So let's get perception checks now from everybody. Because the DC is 42.
Oh,
That's
and my
what
roll.
that's what it was. Now it's only 22 to see them.
Okay.
It was 42 while they were in staying still. Now that you've been blasted with them, you can definitely see two of them. And Asami, Arthur, and Skjor see a third one beneath another thicket right there. And let's get some initiatives from everybody.
That's a perception check. Oops.
It's okay.
Hold on. There.
All right. Asami, top of the pops.
Did she identify what this is?
You get knowledge nature.
Okay. I can make the roll. It won't be fantastic, but
Yeah, you're not familiar with
it's a tree. It's a bush. These bushes thing but branches at you.
some kind of forest spirit. Maybe like
Yeah.
akin to a tree ant, but tiny. I don't know.
Well, let's do what Asami does and make everyone better at what they do.
Okay.
So, target friendlies. It's targeting friendlies outside of.
It's
I don't
okay.
think we're going to buff these bards here.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. Inspire courage. There it is.
If it's Inspire Courage, make sure you don't target Arthur with it.
Why not?
It is a morale. It is a morale effect. The undead are immune to morale. Positive and negative, I believe.
I didn't know that.
Does it automatically
It might.
reject it when I give it to you?
It's okay. I'm good with you taking the bonus.
Very well then.
Okay. I just clicked it when you said that, so that's why.
That's
I was
okay.
asking.
Yeah, I'm fine.
That's
with
all
it.
right.
Yeah. So that's a move action for her now, and that's a supernatural ability. So she's just basically saying,
Yeah.
cheerleader type stuff. I guess. So between Bakai and Zed, are they 30 feet apart?
Yeah, they're fine if you want haste.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Centered on me should get everybody.
Yeah, it's only 25 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. So she'll try to. She'll cast a spell as normal, but it's kind of like looking around, kind of paranoid about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys are alone, like completely alone. There's nobody,
Okay.
no outsiders or anything like that. Even though Chaston has cast spells, I don't think you guys have cast any spells in front of him, other than Luna maybe trying to learn the magic from him last night.
I do not know why they rolled that.
Yeah, I don't know what the spell failure check is all about.
I don't know. You
Shouldn't
just trying
have-
to fail my spell? No, I don't want your buff.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's all about. Do we have an effect on you? I don't see it.
Haste is on me. Haste is on Arthur. Okay, so
Yeah, haste is on.
it looks like all the buffs got on the right people. But I also,
Let's see here. Do we?
yeah, I am not certain
Yeah,
why it did the spell check failure.
You're not deafened,
Oh,
are you?
sorry.
I don't see that. No,
Do not know.
I don't know.
That is strange.
Okay.
Well, if it didn't hurt us, then let's just laugh it off.
All right. Let's see here. How often was this here? It's a standard action, and that is a move action. Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So, Bakai, you see the creature right in front of you, right by where the bottle of wine was. It disappears, and Skjor, Arthur, and Luna are bombarded by. Let's see here. Oh, it didn't properly. I don't seem to be able to target. All right. I'll just drop it on you individually then. Skjor. Evasion, by any chance?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but you never know. Artorias, 21. And Luna. Ooh, Luna's got a fail. All right. So full damage for Luna. Not that great. And then half damage for Skjor. I will half value and your DR works against that, and then half damage for Arthur. I think that's going to be absorbed by your DR. Okay, cool. And you notice that the creature that was right beside Bakai is now under these trees here to the south of Skjor. Let's get rid of that cone. Arthur.
It's unknown what languages these creatures speak, if any. They seem to be more like just forest creatures.
Do you have knowledge in nature?
No,
No.
it's not.
Okay.
What he can do is since he has haste active and he's one step away from this creature, he can prod their defenses real quick, see how durable they are, whether
Okay.
or not they actually require any spell casting. He'll go ahead and try to slam into this one and
Okay.
actually do so twice with haste. That's
Ooh,
definitely missing.
you get a splinter. There's a hit.
Well, that's definitely hitting. All right, that's a lot better. And where is it? There we go.
I think it's only humanoids that.
It's just any creature, any living creature.
Okay. Even a plant?
For energy drains, yeah. He can only raise humanoids as spawn,
Okay.
but it could drain from any living creature.
Alrighty. That didn't go on him. Where did it go? Okay, there it is. Okay. I used the wrong one. Okay. That's probably why it wasn't working. Yeah, it seems to do damage to it. Not a lot, but some.
Yeah, these things definitely are a bit hardy. All right, that's good to confirm.
Zed.
That'll be all Arthur can do right now.
Okay.
Right. He's probably undercover then, I'm guessing.
He's in combat. I opened up that area so you can get in there and.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to go up here and shoot at the other guy.
Let me open up these areas too, so you can maneuver. You can see that kind of stuff.
Assuming Zed sees that thing there. This is one of the ones that blasted him.
Yeah, he can see that one. Maybe not the other one.
All right.
Is it hit?
Okay.
Okay.
Gizzle.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And that is it for Zed. Kai steps up there.
Okay.
Pulls out her sword and slams it down on his head.
That's a hit.
Okay. Smacks him into the ground.
Yeah, and just basically chops through it.
Spins and looks at the other one. That's her round.
And Luna will do knowledge nature. I think she has the actual skill. She does not. Arcana, Dungeoneering, Engineering, Geography, Local, Planes, and Religion.
I'm the one with the knowledge nature.
Yep, no time for tree hugging. That's what she says.
Do you want to roll on it?
Yeah,
Zed?
sure. Why not? I don't know that much about it.
No. So let's see here. Luna will step into this one with her spear. She's hasted. And second attack. Okay, 2 hits. That's enough to kill it. And the third one sees that you are mighty foes and dimension doors away. And disappears into the forest.
Guy finishes the bottle of wine, tosses it to the ground.
All right. The coinage, there is 7 copper coins, which is the equivalent of bronze eagles. So I'll throw them in the party sheet. Let's see here. Bronze eagles. Like I said, there was 15 of them. And the chalice doesn't seem to be worth a whole lot. But it's definitely the same wine that was in the bottle. And these were creatures called twig jacks, just for your own curiosity.
Guy drinks the chalice just because it doesn't want to waste it.
Minor forest creatures, but it would appear that the knights who travel to this area appease the forest creatures with their little offerings. Arthur was correct in his assumption. Okay, so let's move on. So you travel through the afternoon now, and you get to a strange scene. As you're probably like an hour and maybe 2 hours away from sunset. There is a clearing up ahead, and you can hear a voice, specifically, perhaps multiple voices. So, does anybody want to do anything in particular? Sneak up, cast any spells or anything like that? Get closer.
How far on the map are their voices coming from?
You're probably looking at like 100 feet away. So at this,
Okay.
you guys become aware. You can hear the sound of like metal clanking, so to speak. The sound of a man speaking in English, the tongue of these Templars. I don't know if he's talking to himself or... Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, I hit cast message and I had no one targeted.
Yeah, I don't... It's rolling a 20% spell failure chance for you.
Yeah, it's based on your armor, so I think your armor got messed up
Yeah.
somehow.
You're wearing metal or something?
Oh, okay. Maybe that's it.
I haven't changed their armor in many, many levels.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bards-
you need to
bards
bathe
can-
then.
Yeah, bards can cast light armor. It's part of their class, so you shouldn't have
Yeah.
spell failure chance.
Yeah, you got a
I
masterwork
haven't-
chain shirt. Yeah.
What do I have here?
Try that cast a spell again, and I just want to see how it comes up now.
Yeah, it says it's light armor. The armor shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, maybe it's just the way I've coded, whatever. Maybe it's picking it up a different way. Try to just press the cast of that spell again, but give yourself a casting back. I just want to see how it... it's message, so you can do it as often as you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I do this again, carried, equipped, let's try it again. It's going to give you a spell failure chance. That's what it is. Okay, so let me just take the spell failure chance right off the item. That way we'll... good call, Arthur. Thank you for...
What?
How did you notice that?
How did I notice it?
Yeah.
It was just an assumption based on...
Oh,
It's not a caster check failure or a spell resistance failure. It's a spell casting failure. So I
yeah,
chose
spell
that.
failure check. Yeah, I thought maybe I had deafened somehow on you. But okay, should be good now. Try it again.
I guess I'm thoroughly confused because for 10 levels I've been playing Asami. I haven't been getting this problem and I've been wearing armor.
But they did redo Fantasy Grounds, so maybe it's picking things up a little differently than before. And maybe my coding isn't spectacular when I put all the items together. And maybe little things have changed. Just hit the cast. Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure that that's off. I don't want to mess
All right.
anything up when it.
But we are wearing the armor, yeah?
Yeah, yep. You're equipped.
Okay.
Yeah, I just took the spell failure chance right off the armor.
It shouldn't apply unless she puts on medium armor or heavy armor. Then
Yeah, but like I say, maybe it's the internal coding or the way I built the item.
I think it's just because Fantasy Grounds, it doesn't know you have the ability to ignore that, so you kind of have to manually
Yeah.
make it ignore it.
Or maybe it's changed the way it reads those abilities on with this new update and stuff like that, because that never happened before.
Right. Okay. Well, we have had it. Okay. So on my inventory sheet, there's a new box that right beside armor with a blue check mark.
Let's see here.
That's a little different than before.
I think that lets you take off the armor, like basically disable it.
No, there's one for equipped, carried, and is that? Then there's a blue box beside that. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah. What is it? Show on mini sheet. Yeah, I don't know what that means. We don't use mini sheets here.
Armor modifiers enabled. So yeah, she should be getting the modifiers, the armor class and whatnot.
Yeah, like I said, I made the spell failure percentage to 0, and that sorts that out.
That'll work. Yeah, if we change armors, we'll go through and apply the correct stuff. So
Yep,
got it
for sure.
That's what was doing it. All right.
All right, awesome. So Asami cast message. Zed's got some mage armor going on. Anybody else want to do anything else? I guess Luna's probably going to do her mage armor too. She should have probably had it on. And she was also pretty dinged up from those twig blights barrages, so she might cure herself up a little bit too. Mage armor.
They may as well toss one on himself.
And there, and yeah, do killer wounds. Okay. Let's see here. Stealth. No, Luna's not great at stealth. Anybody who's decent in stealth?
Arthur could sneak up there.
Okay.
Same for Makai.
Okay.
I don't know. I have a feeling Arthur's going to be. Let's look at this stealth sheet. Arthur's at 22. Okay. Go for it.
Well,
Tommy's 15.
Yeah. You guys can both sneak up together.
I mean, 15's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Probably better than these guys have.
I'm just going to put you on the map just to put you on the map.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we just kind of. Shite.
Skewer's gonna follow, but be a little bit of a distance behind.
Okay.
But he's also being sneaky too. But he's not gonna be right beside him. So
Okay.
yeah. He can't let her go off into the woods by herself without at least being within a sprint.
Okay, so we got Arthur and Asami's pretty good too. Okay. Did Bakai roll? Or was Bakai going up?
Makai will hang back.
Bakai's
compared to there. And she's had, a bottle of wine.
That's true too.
My map is blank.
Yeah, because I haven't sent it up.
Right.
I was just getting everybody set up. So imagine, if you will, when I show the record, that the people who are back near the edges of the map are back like, I got Zed and Arthur mixed up, are back like about 50 feet. Like trees between, stuff like that. So Arthur and Asami come up to near the edge of a clearing, and they see let me put them on the map and we'll make them visible. Okay, so we have here, and I'll show you the image of what you see, because it's better than any description I can get. A man dressed in chainmail armor sits on a rock, his shield laid on the ground beside him. He clutches his scabbarded sword through the crook of his arm as he speaks with what appears to be passionate resolve, gesturing his right hand for emphasis. He speaks to a white goat, who chews languidly but otherwise seems to be listening intently. When the knight finishes speaking, he shakes his head and he looks away for a moment, but then right back at the goat, who now appears to be speaking back. Let's get some perception checks.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is he baying like a goat or is he actually speaking words?
Yeah, just for Arthur and Asami. Yep. So let's see here. So Asami, you get some of these words, but not all of them. But Arthur, with his super duper vampire hearing, he hears the knight says, "I do not agree," the knight states boldly, as a chuckling sound issues from the goat's cheering mouth. The goat shifts and then speaks to the knight. "Do you not trust your eyes and ears, Sir Fagin? Sir Martino Gabaloni is in league with the devil. Oh, there's no doubt at one time he may have been a pious man, but here, in this fallen hold of his former order, he dabbles with sorcery that has prolonged his years. How does he move like a young man despite his great age? He is in league with the devil." So that's the goat proclaiming to this knight that apparently the leader of this order is in league with the devil. Anybody want to do anything, or can you watch the scene play out?
I'm going to see if the goat has any more words of wisdom.
Okay. So the knight disagrees. "He is blessed by God, set to lead the Templars back to glory. Sir Martino will one day be known as Saint Martin of Trapani. Begone, foul spirit of the forest!" The goat dodges back as Sir Fagin rises to draw his sword. Rearing up, the goat hisses. "There are secret passages that he holds satanic rites in. You know where he goes at night. The tunnels into the hill. To deny the devil is to deny what you know to be true." As Sir Fagin draws his scarlet steel blade and drops his scabbard in favor of his shield, the goat bolts to the northern edge of the clearing. So the goat. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40,
You know,
45, 50, 55,
that
60.
goat said all those words, and not once did he say anything bad.
That was gruff.
So the knight's standing there. He's basically adjusting his shield and he's gripping his sword. You can tell he's angry, and he's looking to the north, where this goat is in the process of disappearing into the forest. Talking goat.
Oh, it's okay. All right, I got a question.
Yes.
Somebody's little mind doesn't work like, okay. We got cast the language spell. Does she know this goat spoke words, or is it the spell translating back into words?
The goat spoke English. Your spell didn't have to translate this to French, so this was common.
Okay. Okay. I got a phone call. I'm sorry. Keep playing. I'll catch up.
Yeah, no worries.
Arthur, you're the one up there.
What is
You guys have the message spell going too, so you can communicate, and other people can move up, kind of stuff, or whatever you want to do.
Arthur can relay a lot of that. So, what is Sir Fagin? His name is.
Yes.
Yeah. What is he doing now? Is he basically still looking
Yeah,
north
he's
towards the goat?
Yeah, he doesn't spot you guys. Let's see. I'll give him a perception check, but he's not as astute as you guys were stealthy. And he's distracted by the goat. You also got like a little campfire here too, and a bedroll. You've got a vibe that Sir Fagin may have been visiting this clearing specifically maybe to talk to the goat. I don't know. He was definitely equipped to camp out here overnight.
Okay, well, if they
Which is
message us, we'll creep forward.
Arthur is curious. Arthur, he's not afraid to start approaching.
Okay.
Through message, Asami will tell the others what we saw, and then we can all decide what to do as a group.
Okay, so he now that you approach like openly, and this is an area here.
If the others tell him not to approach, he'll stop.
Okay, so this so the area in the clearing is bright sunlight as opposed to dim forest.
Yes, in that case, yeah, that changes things. Yeah, let's stay put for the moment.
Okay, so he doesn't hear or see you at the moment. Everybody else moving up. If you're moving up, you can give me a stealth check, or you can move unstealthily and have him kind of notice you. Whatever you want to do.
Might as well have him notice. I don't see any reason to be stealthy, given the description.
Okay. Yeah. So as you guys are approaching, he steps over past the fire. Who goes there? Show yourselves.
Guy steps out. Ta-da! It is me.
Arthur will stay at the edge of the shadows, basically.
Let's see here. What skills does Sir Fagin Quinard have? You guys look kind of regal. You're obviously not nobility that would be known to him, so he's trying to think. He's like, who's this obvious lady of the forest? Score looks like a Viking, so he's like,
Yeah,
Guy
pretty
comes
close.
back.
Pretty much.
Hey, Zed, he called me a lady.
What are you doing here in the forest?
Where's my notes? We're seeking the ruins of Silver.
Silaire.
Silaire, that's what I said. Just with a V.
You're away from the river. You have to follow the river to the south, and you will find a desolate moor and an ancient Roman arch. That's where they come through. The werewolves, the enchantress. It's where our men disappeared into. Who are you?
I'll introduce myself. I'm Zed of Lankhmar, a traveler and adventurer.
Is that in Belgium?
I
don't even know if Belgium was Belgium back then.
I think it's in Andorra, but
far away from here.
Yeah.
What brings you to Averoigne?
I just told you we're seeking to undo the what is it, the enchantress of Silver?
What business do you have with the enchantress of Silver?
We seek to undo her.
Sir Martin Gabelloni would be pleased to hear this.
Well, he can join us.
He cannot.
Are you speaking of yourself in third person?
No. I am Sir Fagin Quinard, a Welsh lord, bound to these lands. Do you not know? Are you new here?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you travel the mists?
Did we? Yes, we did, didn't we?
As a gate and there was mist involved.
The Vistani mentioned the mists.
Yeah.
Then you are cursed as I am, never to leave this place.
Kai looks at Zed. He says I'm cursed. Oh, don't listen to him.
So it's cursed to remain here and not a blessing? Is this a bad land?
It's the horrors that I saw in Cressy were much worse than
Belgium?
this. No, that's northern France. You guys don't know that. He says a word. You've heard the name of that place before. He says, I'm a veteran of the King Edward's army, and my men and myself were lost in this land. You know that you can't escape this land, this Averoigne, this province of France. It's not a real place.
Oh, we'll figure things out. I'm sure we always do.
Yeah.
Pray
But-
tell what you mean by that.
It's not. The maps, they're not the same. The world is not the same. They've heard of Paris, they've heard of London, they've heard of Rome. People come and go from those places. But there's some, like myself, who are cursed to remain in this land. And if you came via the mist, you're probably cursed too. You probably don't know it. Are you new here? You just come.
Absolutely. Yes.
Ren,
Days off the boat.
You have the look of newcomers.
So what do we need to know?
Nothing. You just be
We're
prepared
well
to
armed.
be prepared to make a new life for yourself.
we cannot help but to have overheard your conversation with that goat.
And then he looks. I'm no sorcerer.
I never said the such. I just never heard a speaking goat before. Quite the
Perhaps
passionate
in this land,
conversation
all
we had.
goats. Perhaps in this land, all goats have the ability to talk.
The goat.
Or at least the hamsters.
White Avel, he's known as. A bit of a legend in these parts. And I found him. I was hoping his wisdom would free me from this place. But he speaks lies. He wishes to turn me against the one man that I did meet in this land who made sense of it, Sir Martino.
Can you tell us of Sir Martino?
He's a former Templar. He's an aged man, but still robust. He too was drawn into these lands after his order was crushed by the King of France 4 decades ago. He talks as if time is inconsequential, as though it was just weeks ago. But he was here for 40 years before I came, and he was at least 40 or 50 years old before he came himself, so he's from Sicily. One of the Templar holds there. That was... Do you know the history of the Templars? Do you know the Templars? You must have.
Not from where we're from.
It was an order of knights that served God, and they ran afoul of the French king who disband their order, blame them or accuse them of heresies and witchcraft and sorcery and all sorts of things. But it was essentially because the King of France was in such debt to the Templar that the only way that he could recover all his lands and holdings and retain all his money was to make these claims against these good knights. And Sir Martino came here when the order was dissolved to try to fight against the king, but it was to no avail. He was trapped in this land. There's no exiting now. He cannot even leave the hold. So we venture out for him. We may not be able to leave the borders of this land, but we can leave the hold and learn what we can.
Well, we've been known to be able to travel realms and worlds. Maybe we can break the curse.
Well, I wish you luck. Do you seek the Templar hold? Do you seek an audience with Sir Martino?
That's where Silver is, right?
No. Silver is, he says to you, Silver is another realm.
Oh.
That she's the enchantress of, she's known as. Sir Martino knows her by another name, Sephora, and her thrall, Malachi, the first werewolf, the first lycanthrope, the hound that guards her.
That's who we seek right now.
She journeys to this land from time to time through the Roman Arch when the veil is thinnest, and she takes those she has enthralled back to her land. For what reason, we do not know. The only reason that Sir Martino was able to put a story to this is that when he first came here, she tried to enchant him, but his will was too strong. His faith too great. He's a holy man of God. He wasn't to be tempted, the flesh, like myself or other men would be.
Well, maybe we'll meet
Sounds
the
like quite the leader.
Yeah, perhaps an audience with him would help us be better prepared to face her.
Can you introduce us?
I can. I will show you the way.
Let's depart.
If you don't mind my asking, do you know of a Sir Gilbert du Maire?
Of course. Yes, he is my companion now. He was... I am from Wales. He was from Normandy. We met on the field of battle, on the same side in Edward's army. I've known him now for the better part of half a decade. We first fought together in one of the chevauchés after the first initial forays. Some horrific things we saw. Well, King Edward, forbade the men from raping and pillaging and burning, but it was with a wink, not with an iron fist of forbiddance. And it was at that point that I understood what we were. We were pillagers, no better than a Northman on a Viking on a dragon ship. And he points at Skjor. He still doesn't get the vibe that you guys are not from Earth.
Right, and That comment means nothing to him because he's not really Viking. He just has that appearance because
Well-
his tribe looks like that. Even though he's not from the north here, he doesn't have that culture.
Yeah, but the north in Lankhmar, they have a very Viking kind of vibe to them.
Sure.
They do have raids and stuff like that. One of the big
Right.
heroes of the story is Fafhrd, is a Northman, and he first met the Grey Mouser when he was on a Viking raid, and the Grey Mouser was on like a
Call
Gesh.
him Viking in that.
No, but they call them the Northmen. Same.
Yeah.
So there's analogies like yourself with your complexion. He would call you from Orient lands, even though he would have
That's true.
even though he'd have like no concept of like China or Japan or India or Persia. He would roughly get the vibe that you were from an Orient locale. Bakai, he would probably maybe think was Irish. And Zed, even Arthur, probably like English, or French, or somewhere European. Luna,
I'm from Liechtenstein.
yeah, Luna's gonna be from Serbia, somewhere eastern Czechoslovakia, maybe Prague. Yeah, something like that. He says, "Come, we can make the holes before nightfall."
Sounds good.
Away with you, Abel! He screams out. Do not hamper our movement.
Yeah, Arthur's gonna take the time right now since we have a new inn. He's going to give a new message to Gilbert to basically cease undermining the defenses and basically aid. His name was, and basically aid Fagin with our introductions to Martino
Okay.
once he arrives.
All right, let's identify him. So his sword looks special.
Enjoy that command.
Yeah, his sword looks special. It's like steel is like it's almost like a scarlet color when the light hits it a certain way. It's a bastard sword. It looks as fine as any other weapon you've ever seen. It's not enchanted like the Gloom Blade specifically, but it looks like it's probably worth about as much as any sword you've ever seen before. And he puts it in a scabbard, and he tightens the scabbard back to his belt. He's dressed in chainmail. He's got the coif, his kite shield, his tabard over his chainmail is from like a knightly order that you're not familiar with, the coat of arms. He also has like a little bit of the first thing he says to you, if I do you this favor by introducing you to Sir Martino, you will keep my encounter with the white goat between us.
Our lips are sealed.
Who's gonna believe you were talking to a goat? And on top of that, who's gonna believe a goat talks back? I mean, it's kind of crazy talk, right?
Precisely.
These are crazy lands, though.
There is not any more than the land that I hail from. Come. And he starts heading north. So he'll tell you like stories about fairies and brownies and sprites and all kinds of stuff. Some Welsh folklore that he wasn't really a party to, but a lot of the people believed in when he was at home. He's probably about late 20s. He looks fairly skilled, and he seems fairly what's the word? Educated. A lot more educated than the regular, like the bowmen and stuff like. The bowmen seemed like they were like maybe farmers or hunters and stuff like that were conscripted, and then became exceptionally skilled with the bows that they were using. I mean, not compared to you guys, but compared to regular farmers and stuff like that. Whereas this guy seems like maybe he was a nobleman at some point. He has skills. He'll make a diplomacy check to kind of win your favor as you're walking. Kind of that kind of stuff. He's not some bumpkin, and he leads you probably another 20 minutes, and then you cross over a stream, and then a little like couple rocky ravines that you go past and down, and then you make your way northwest, and you come to a clearing, and you see a fairly large mound, probably a couple 100 feet high, that is about maybe a couple 100 feet in diameter as well. Let's get the goat off of there. You don't encounter once you guys start heading north. The goat is long gone. You don't encounter the goat anymore. You come upon it's like a camp first. And it is, let's see here. It's like a camp first, like a clearing, and then you see like an old building that was maybe an old, like maybe a hold or something like that. It was, there's definitely some iconography in the plaster that's kind of flaking from the walls now. As you guys get closer, I'm going to get rid of the guys that aren't with you. Gerard, Chaston, the party, and here's somewhere else. Okay, so here is the map. And I'm also going to put... so there is... Over here, there's like some small tents, and there's men sitting around campfires, and over here there's a couple guards with bows. They're the regular rank and file guys. They're kind of watching out, and there was a couple other guys that you met that he passed by with you guys, like a couple 100 yards trail that way. Completely bypassed them. They don't question him at all. He is, other than Sir Martino, he's as high up in the ranks as you can get with this little order or whatever they are, a little band of bandits. And then you come to a building that's 5, 10, like 50 or 60 feet wide, and couple hundred, maybe 150 feet long, and it kind of goes right into the back of the hill, and they've got like a marble portico at the front door, steps that lead up to it. There's like broad square pillars. The walls look like they're in good shape. The only thing that seems to be lacking is the stucco plaster on the outside of the wall, and there's faded like scarlet colored crosses in several places. The roof is like a clay tile roof. Kind of peaks in the middle and sort of slopes really gradually until the outside. There's some more pronounced slope. So until, well, you can see the outside of the building. It's fairly extensive, and it looks like it has withstood the ravages of time, despite not being kept. And Sir Fagin leads you up here to the door and opens the door and walks in. And the all the men are kind of, some of them get up from their campfires and look, and some of them don't really care. There's bunches over here. You know, the band of 4 or 5 gathered around here and there. Curious more than anything, but you're with him, and he nods to everybody. And when you come into this room here, there are there's 3 knights gathered around this statue of a man on a cross. I don't know if crucifixion is something that they had in Lankhmar, but it's like a near naked man with a crown of thorns, blood running down his face, and he's nailed to a wooden cross, feet folded over one another, also nailed to this wooden cross. And there's these 3 knights here, and here, gathered around in prayer to that. And then also here there is a statue of let's go knowledge planes. Anybody have knowledge planes?
It may shock you, but I think I do.
All right, let's get some rolls then.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
But still, 15's not bad.
Oh,
Better than one
there's
of the
another
past.
one.
All right.
No clue.
All right. So there's it looks like an angel right here, maybe a celestial female, large white feathered wings spread wide, and Luna whispers some sort of celestial. I forget the name of it. Shite. My brain's gone. Not a Lilland or an Azada.
Like a date.
Like a solar or a planetar, maybe. But it's within this religion. It's venerated. Maybe one of the angels. And anyway, he doesn't want to interrupt the knights in prayer, and he makes his way up this hallway. And through this door. And then he goes down to a knee and makes the sign of the cross from his forehead down to his chest, and mutters a quiet prayer, and then knocks on the door before opening it. And within the room, where did that one go?
My son is letting me know it's his bedtime.
Okay, yeah. We'll put a pin in it there, seeing as I can't find the encounter slip. But basically, you see an older man, maybe like in his 60s. He's got despite that, he's got like a black beard, and he's dressed in like chainmail armor, but he's got a white tabard with a brilliant scarlet red cross, and in each of these chairs is another knight seated, and we'll pick it up there in 2 weeks.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right.
All right.
Good game, folks.
Yep.
Let me
Talk
give
to
you
you
the
then.
let me give you the
Oh.
experience points for the encounter with Sir Fagin. I wasn't sure which way that was going to go with the talking goat. That one was from that image. I was always stuck in my mind. There was an adventure in Dungeon Magazine called the Knight of the Scarlet Sword. It was kind of cool. So they just took that encounter from there. The talking goat kind of creeps me out too. That Robert Eggers movie, The Witch. It was like gives me chills.
Okay.
Black Robert. It was like, yeah. And this you got the vibe that the talking goat was trying to convince Sir Fagin to do some evil upon Sir Martino.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk to the goat later. If this doesn't go well.
All right.
All right. We'll
All right.
talk to you later.
Okay. Hey, have a good time at Origins.
I hope to. Thanks.
See y'all later.
Yeah, see you, everybody.